Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to draft a bags corset with a Queen Anne sleeve. Let's get started, guys. From the top of my pattern, I'll be taking my measurements, taking my bust point, which is 10, under bust, which is 13, half length, which is 17. Go ahead to connect with a straight line. So guys, I'll come over to my shoulder. I'll be dividing my shoulder measurement by 2. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7, and I'll mark it down. That's where I place my tape rule. Then I'll come down by 1 inch. At that 7, I'll be coming down by 1 inch. Now I'll use my ruler to connect this line. You can see the way I place my ruler. Please place yours the same way in a slant. So right now, from that 1 inch, I'll be taking my armhole measurement divided by 2. My armhole divided by 2 is 7. This is what I just marked down. And at that 7, I'll be connecting it in a straight line. This is to get my chest line. So I'll be connecting from my shoulder slope to my armhole where the 7 inches stopped. You can see what I just did. Then I'll mark the middle of these 7 inches. At that middle point, I'll be marking 0.5 inches inward. You can see what I'm doing. I'll come over to my bust point. I'll mark my bust divided by 4, which is 9. I'll be connecting those lines together. That's what I just did. Then I'll be making my armhole curve. I always do this in all my patterns. So if you have not watched any of my patterns, please do go watch it to understand what I'm doing. So right now I'll be taking my nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple divided by 2 is 4. So I'll be marking it down from my bust point, under bust, and half length. Then I'll use my ruler to connect it in a straight line. Please, if you don't understand what I'm saying, please look at what I'm doing. At this point here, you can see what I just did. I'll be coming down by 5 inches from the half length. I'll be coming down by 5 inches here. Then I'll use my ruler to connect this line. From your half length, come down by 5 inches. This will help me to get my bags effects. After coming down by 5 inches, I went ahead to label my pattern so that you know what I'm doing. This is my chest line. Bust point, under bust, half length, and this here is the full length of this top. Then I'll go ahead to use my ruler to extend my dart line to the full length of the top. So at my half length, I'll be going in by half an inch at the both side of my dart, of my nipple to nipple line, sorry. Then at my bust point, I'll come down by 1 inch. You can see what I just did. Then I'll use my pattern curve to connect this line to form my dart. So go ahead and do yours the same way. So right now, guys, I'm extending my dart with my marker to make it more visible for you to see, because I made some mistakes. I'm trying to use my marker to correct it. So guys, I'll go ahead to mark half an inch at the both side of the full length, then connect this line meeting the half an inch at the both side. That's what I just did, so do yours the same way. So guys, after this part I'm shedding means that I'll be cutting it out. I won't be needing this part. So let's go into drafting this corset. This is my corset cup right now. So I won't be making use of my corset cup like this because I need to add my dart to it to make it have more space for my boobs to sit. So I'll be going in by quarter of an inch, going in by quarter of an inch to sew in my dart. You can see I'm using my marker to make the line so that you can understand what I'm saying. You can see what I just measured. So this is what you'll be doing. You'll be sewing it at quarter of an inch to make your cup sit very well. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So guys, this is it. After stitching my cups, this is what it looks like, my two cups. It will help my cup to form very well. So go ahead and do yours the same way. I'm using it like this for all your corset cup. It will sit perfectly well for a very long time. So guys, right now I'll be coming to my chest line. I'll come down by half an inch at my chest line. I always do this in all my corset pattern, but if you want to maintain this chest line, go ahead and maintain it. So I'm connecting this line together. So guys, right now I want you to pay attention here. look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to place my cup. You can see where my cup, I'll make sure that my cup is meeting my underbust. I'll make sure my cup is meeting this part I'm marking out right now. I'll make sure that it meets it, and it's also touching the 0.5 inches line I have at my chest line. You can see what I'm doing. Please do yours the same way, because I'll be tracing this cup out and I don't want any mistake. That's why I'm doing all this. So make sure you do yours the same way. So right now guys, I'll be holding it down because I want to trace this cup out. Just look at what I'm doing and please do your own the same way. Make sure that this cup does not move away. Let it not move away. Just trace it out the way I'm tracing mine out. If your cup move away, please shift it back. So trace out your cup the way I'm doing it. You can see the way I'm holding my cup. I'm not pressing it down too much. I'm just holding it so it does not move away. And this is the shape that I have. You can see what I have. This is the shape of my cup. Right now I'm marking the width of my neckline, which is 3 inches. Then the depth will be 3 inches. So this is what I'll be doing. Then I'll be checking what I have there, which is 4. So I have remaining away from my neckline is 4 inches. I'm just cross-checking it to know what I have there. So I use my marker and pattern master to make a curve. If you don't have pattern master to draft this pattern, use your free hand, is okay, but make sure you're using a pencil. Now go ahead to extend my armhole line so it's more visible for you to see. Then I'm cross-checking what I have here. I have 4 inches. So right now I'll come over to my armhole as my chest line. You can see where I just made these dots. Then I'll place my tape proof from there. I'll be taking in 2 inches. Look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. I'll be marking out these 2 inches. You can see I just marked it out. It will help me to get my Queen Anne sleeve. This is what I'm about to do. Then I'll be connecting it to my neckline with my pattern curve. I need a curve here. So guys, this Queen Anne neckline, you can actually play with it. You can actually mark it anyhow you like. You can actually play with it. So right now this is my Queen Anne neckline. I also connect the shoulders so that you can see the parts that I'm using. This is what my Queen Anne neckline look like. So guys, at this point I'll bring in my cup. I just want to know where my cup and my Queen Anne neckline will be meeting. So I'm going to be using my marker to make a dot here. You can see the way I'm holding my cup. Please do it the same way. So this is my marker. I'm pointing it out. You can see what I just did. I just marked it out here. I use a black marker so that it's more visible for you to see. Then I'll be using my pattern master to connect it, meeting my armhole. You can see what I'm doing. This is it. This is the part I'll be using now. Then I'll use my marker to extend this cup line to meet my Queen Anne. So right now guys, I'll use my pattern master to make the cuff sit properly. This is what I'm trying to do, and this is my cup and this is my Queen Anne. You can see what my pattern is looking like. So right now I'll be taking in my body measurements. My bust divided by 4 is 9. I've marked it out. Then I'll be adding this 1 inch allowance. You can go ahead and add 1.5 inches allowance if you want. So right now I'll mark my waist, which is 8. I will mark it down. Then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. We're marking in the 1 inch sewing allowance, and I'll be using my pattern master to connect this. You will notice that I did not check my darts. You can go ahead and add in your dart allowance if you wish, but I'm not adding any dart allowance. So this 1 inch is enough for me. My fabric is stretchy, that's why I'm not adding much allowance to this pattern, because when I'm cutting it out, I'm not still going to add any allowance. But go ahead, if your fabric is not stretchy, go ahead and add your sewing allowance, and also add in your darts. Why I'm doing mine like this, because I want it to snatch very well. You can see what I have here is 1 inch. So right now guys, I'm cross-checking my dart, which is 1 inch that is here, and this is 1 inch. I have 1 inch here, so it's more than enough for me. Plus my fabric is stretchy, so I don't need any other allowance. I need it to be very snatched on my body. So guys, this part I'm measuring right now. Place your tape rule at the space in between your two busts and make sure it stops at your half length so you can cross-check it and know what you have there. This is what I just did here. So guys, at this point here I need you to pay attention. I'll be using my marker and my pattern master to make my bags effect. You can see this is one of the main reasons for this corset. So place your pattern this way, then you can create your bags. But later on I decided to come down by 2 inches. But if you want to use it from your waist, this is your half length, from your half length, then go ahead, you can use this bags effect for your half length if you want to. If you wish to use it, go ahead and use it. So guys, at this point here I'm writing that this place is my center front 1, side front 2, and I'll be cutting out that dart, and this is my 1 inch sewing allowance. So guys, at this point I came over to the half length. I placed my tape rule there, and I'll be marking 2.5 inches here. But later off camera I took away ½ inch from the 2.5 inches, so I have only 2 inches. So I'm just marking out this 2 inches with 2.5 inches because the picture I'm following is like 2 inches away from the half length. So that is why I am marking 2.5 inches, but I later on take away the ½ inch. So this is 2.5 inches. But if you want to use this first one we did from the half length, go ahead and use it. It is okay. So right now I'll be making another effect here with my pattern master. So pay attention here, and please do yours the same way. If you're following this exact method, please do yours the same way. So at this point guys, this place I'm marking with my black marker is to tell you I will not be using that line. So guys, this is my Queen Anne neckline. Don't forget, I'm writing it down here. I love to label my pattern. So it's time for us to cut it, but before I cut it out, I'll be folding in my darts like this. This is another trick that I love using. I want to share it with you. And you can see that the lines are not the same again. So I'll be using my pattern master to connect this line. Look at what I'm doing. This is the reason why sometimes when you cut on your fabric or your pattern, they are not the same after cutting it out. So this will help me make sure that my patterns are the same when I'm done cutting it out. So right now I'll be cutting it. I need you to pay attention, look at the place I'm cutting, and cut yours the same way. So guys, at this point, if you have gotten to this part of this tutorial and you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Try to help the channel grow, and put on the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Comment, like, share, tell me what you think about this pattern, and I'll see you when I'm actually sewing. We will sew these patterns together. So please do subscribe and put on the notification bell so you know when I post the sewing version. So guys, this is what I mean that my patterns will be equal. Do you see? My patterns are the same. You can see what it looks like. So this is my Queen Anne yoke. Right now guys, I'll be working on my Queen Anne. You can see the way I place them together. You can see what I'm doing. So I'll be marking it out here because they are not equal. Then I'll be cutting it out to make sure that they are the same. Now this is the same. This is what I need. So guys, this is all for the front pattern. This is what my front pattern is looking like. So I'll be going ahead to draft the back pattern. I'll show you the way to draft it. So guys, this is my back. I've gone ahead to draft out my basic body just like the way I did for the front. The only difference is that I added a zip allowance here, which is 1.5 inches, and this is my length. My length is 18 inches here. So my zipper allowance is 1.5 inches. I wrote it down and I'm measuring for you to see. So right now guys, I'll be marking my nipple to nipple measurements, which is divided by 2 is 4. I'll be marking it down. You can see what I just did. I mark it on my chest line, bust points, under bust, half length, and the full length of this blouse. So I'll be connecting it in a straight line. You can see what I'm doing. Please do yours. So guys, at this point I'm marking that this is my waistline. I'll be going in by half an inch at the both side. So just go in by half an inch at the both side and connect your line. Please be making your darts, because I later made the mistake of my dart. I don't know why I always make a mistake when marking my dart. So guys, right now I'll come over to the waistline. Just look at what I'm doing. Look at where I place my tape rule. I will be taking in half an inch from this point here. Then I'll be connecting it to my bust point. I'll stop at my bust point. Look at where I place my pattern master and mark yours the same way. I'll be stopping at my bust point. This is to help me take out any bulginess from my zip. So this part I'm shedding, I'm cutting it out. All this part I'm shedding, I'll be cutting it out. So guys, right now I'll come over to the neck. I'll be measuring 3 here, then 1.5 for the depth. This is my back, and I'll check what I have here. I still have 4, because this 4 will be matching with my Queen Ann sleeve that I have for the front. You need to cross check it. Then I'll extend my neckline to meet the zip. It's just a straight line. Can see what I just did. Just extend this here. So guys, it's time for me to take my body measurements. My bust divided by 4 is 9. I'm marking it out. Then I'll be marking in my armhole here. You can see what I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance, just the way I added for the front. Then I'll come over to my waist. I'll mark my waist, which is 8, and I'll add 1 inch. I'll check my dart here. I'll just add 1 inch sewing allowance so that it will match with my front. Then I'll connect it. So this is what my pattern is looking like, guys. So right now guys, this is my yoke. I'm just writing this down to show you that a Queen Ann neckline will be matching the shoulder of this back. So just go ahead and cut it out the way I'm cutting it. So guys, this is basically all for this pattern. This is the back pattern. This is all for it. You can see what my pattern is looking like. And this place, I'll be closing this place because my zip will be there. I'm just showing you. And this dart here, I'll be sewing it in. When I'm stitching down at my fabric, I'll be sewing it in. So guys, this is all for this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Put on the notification bell to help this channel grow. Like, share. Tell me what you think about this pattern. See you in my next video. Bye.